to understand SAP, right, we need to go to the root, right? SAP is the one of the solution of ERP. Okay, ERP stand for Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
that is the Enterprise Resource Planning. Then now, why any company will require this thing, right? What is the use of it, right? So, so let's say in any enterprise, right? Why they do the business? As simple as that, they want to improve, right? They want to go for the more profit. Everyone need money, right? As simple as that. That paper,
Okay.
right? For that only everyone will work. Every company will do something, right? New and new. So what happened? Let's say now there are let's take example of Tata Motors, right?
Okay.
So Tata Motors will like, let's say they are doing the manufacturing of the 1,000 car in 1 month, right? So for
Okay.
them it's very difficult to maintain the record with Excel and this thing, right? So
Okay.
what they will do, they will use some solution, right? So here you can see there are like few names, right? Oracle, SAP, Tech Cloud, Tally, SAP Business One, then Info. For the warehouse, there is something called Manhattan, also very famous, right? So they will look some device, sorry, they will look some solution which not only help them to maintain the record, which also help them to to give some analytics, right? If you give more information, because how can any company will improve, right? They will do the investment on their 4M. So 4M are nothing but man, machine, material, and money. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
obvious. Then they will use the like they will use any solution. Now out of this, right, so you can see there are different solution. Let's, sorry, not this one, yeah, this one. So out of this, why SAP is high in demand, right? Simple reason, out of Fortune 500 company, right, 90% manufacturing company are using SAP. As simple as that. Okay,
Okay.
because SAP provide end-to-end solution. End-to-end solution means the entire life cycle of the product, right? Before manufacturing, the designing and this thing, for that also SAP has some solution. Then after sales, right, for that also SAP has solution. And there are total from SAP, like, not sure with the number to be honest, but there are more than 250 solution are available from SAP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
clear. Then in SAP also, right, there are something called technique, there are something called modules, right? So after class, right, I want you to go and just search few opening, right, on
Okay.
Naukri.com or on LinkedIn, anywhere, right, in any platform. You will see there are like two main word. One is technical and functional. Okay,
Okay.
so what is technical and functional? Now let's say I want to change the wallpaper of my phone, right? What I will do, I will go to the setting, then somewhere in display I will change the wallpaper, right?
Yeah.
Means I'm aware in which setting, sorry, in option where I can go and change the setting, the wallpaper, right? Same thing in SAP, the person who aware how to activate that process. Okay, any requirement, any new process which is required by the business, right? And then activation should be care uh, in some sequence, right? That is called functional consultant, right?
Okay.
So what SAP did, SAP create, if you can imagine one company, simple company, right? In that we have different department, right? For example, sales and marketing, PPC, QM, HR. So SAP again, they have one module or one solution that is called module, right? For marketing, there is something called SD, sales and distribution, material management. For purchasing, then production planning and controlling, PPCs for PP, like that. These are called the functional module. So our task is like, okay, we are aware of the business process and how to activate that process in SAP. This is called functional module. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now again coming back to the example of the wallpaper. Right. Now I want to change the wallpaper, but now I have some requirement. Okay. The requirement is like that. Like I want that, okay, that mobile should go first in Google Drive, right? After that, it should go and search some photographs on this Google image, right? And then again OneDrive. So this solution is not available in any phone, right? It's not possible to search some
Yes.
anything like that. What I will do, I will call some developer, right, and ask them, can you please help me and develop this solution for me, right? And this is only for me, right? Just a
Okay.
moment. Yeah, sorry. So same thing in SAP, right? We have let's say now SAP also provides some end-to-end business process, right? So what SAP did in simple language, they check, right, the business requirement, the business process, and then they map the requirement. It's same thing how we do the phone call, right?
Yeah.
We open the contact, and then over there we have option, we can select the sim. Because if older days, right, where we don't used to have the smartphone, right, we have that dialer or dial up phone. Or there we have to first remember the number, then you know uh to remember that famous phone, I don't remember what is the name. It's like in circular number, you have to, every time you need to go 360-degree, right?
Yes.
So what the phone did, right, they check the process and then they come up with the best a simple process, right? So this is called, we can in SAP also is something like that. You can say this is like the standard SAP process. Now every customer has some unique requirement, right?
Okay.
So in SAP also, right, they have any unique requirement, right? And then let's say that if SAP is not able to fulfill that requirement, then what we can do, we cannot say, okay, this solution is not available. In that case, with the help of some ABAP or like coding person who are aware of some code, right, how to do the coding in SAP, right, we'll make sure that that process is available.
Okay.
Okay, in SAP, that is called technical consultant, and that person is called
Okay.
ABAPer.
Okay.
Clear now?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is nothing but your PP, sorry, functional and technical consultant.
Okay.
Any question in this?
EWM is comes under function consultant, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because our task is to imagine the warehouse, right? For example, now we have one photographs. So these are the warehouse, right? So our task is to imagine how they are doing. Not imagine, sorry, to study their process, how they are doing, and how we can provide them a best practice.
Okay.
Right, it's just like that. Doing some furniture work. Only thing is that in furniture, right, that person who do from scratch, but here they already have some layout. We have to use this layout, and then we can give the best suggestion
Okay.
according to our
So
experience.
for this EWM module, right?
Mhm.
Do we need any technical skills or
No.
for
There is
any
one more
implementation?
thing. No, there is something called techno-functional. So techno-functional means those person are aware both the module, technical also and functional also.
Okay.
Normally what happen whenever we have a requirement, right? So it's a functional consultant work who go and then they discuss with the customer, because the technical consultant always work in background, right?
Okay.
So functional consultant will go, will take the requirement, and then according to it they will do the design, like they will develop that system.
Okay. Okay. What about the EWM? EWM is again the technical is above, or is there any other code is written on behind the EWM?
So in this, right, in EWM is a technical, sorry, is a functional, first of all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but again here also we require some code, right? Because
Mhm.
sometime is required some special requirement and this thing. So again, you need to contact to the ABAP consultant.
Okay. Still it is worked on the above, right?
Yes,
The
ABAP.
technical.
So yeah, you can go in any module, so ABAP will be there,
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
all about the code, right? At the end.
Okay. I just Googled it and I came to know SAP is using ABAP as well as JavaScript. That's what I'm asking. Still, EWM is using
Yeah.
ABAP or
So
Java?
no. So what happened when we say ABAP, right? So to be honest, I don't know much thing about ABAP, right? Like how it look like. So it's like their interface is like that, is SQL based, right? Is like that. They are using different language for different
Okay.
process. Is like
So
that, to be honest.
okay.
Then there is something called
But
new thing is BTP, and then the low code, no code. This concept is also there. Means with the very minimum code, you can activate that process. That is also
oh,
like coming into the market.
okay. But the main framework is above, right? Even the EWM or any other
Yes,
model.
exactly. Yes. The main framework will be ABAP only.
Okay, got it. So, but we are on the functional consultant, and we are fully focused on the functional stuff like configuration and stuff on the.
Yes, our task to understand the process, and then as per that, we need to design the process.
Okay, got it.
Okay, clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now, so yeah, this is the current picture of EWM, right, across the globe. Like, you know, mm, more than 65 country, SAP providing the EWM solution, right? Then 24 industry plus industry are using EWM solution, right? And those industry belong to this, like 8% retail, manufacturing, like this. You can see almost in every region. There are few gaps in Africa, right? But apart from that, everywhere we have SAP. In Middle
Okay.
East also, yes. In UAE, in Dubai, then in yeah, everywhere.
Oh,
Okay.
these are all SAP EWM or just SAP?
No. EWM are the EWM customer. If you include SAP, only SAP, then I guess only in Antarctica there will be no any solution. Apart from that, in every country, maybe in Pakistan also, they will have something.
How long this EWM is available in
Yeah,
this
this
market? I mean, when
is
it.
yeah, this
Oh,
is the slide is there. Okay,
okay.
so what happened? So yes, more than 30 years and this thing, right? When SAP come into the market late 70s and early 80s, right? So that time they don't have any solution for the warehouse, right? But in
Okay.
91 they come up with some solution called warehouse management, which is WM. Okay, so
Okay.
WM is there for the small warehouse.
Hmm.
Okay, WM is for the small warehouse, and SAP fully aware that okay, WM is not able to fulfill the requirement of the complex warehouse.
Okay.
Okay, and that the reason, again in 2002 they come up with the EWM solution, another
Okay.
solution, right? Now the first question is that okay, why they don't change this WM then? Why they come up with the EWM? Right, obviously the basic question will be this, right?
Okay.
So what happened, like they don't want to change the entire ecosystem of WM, because let's say if there are 100 customer for WM, not all customer are looking for the complex requirement, or like the complex process. They don't have the complex process. Only that time, 5 or 6 customer have some complex process and they're looking for some complex solution, right? And that's the reason they don't change anything in WM. They come up with the EWM. Okay, and in EWM you can see there is something SCM, that is a supply chain management. Means for EWM they need to use the different server. Means we have discussed about this module, right? So these are, we can also the core module. So core module in that, so like those are module, without that we cannot do any implementation, right? Obviously in any company if you go, they will do some purchase and they will sell it, right? Doesn't
Okay.
matter is a product or service. So they will use SD, they will use they will use FI, means finance, right?
Okay.
So these are the core module. So for this core module, we have another system. You can see the R/3 client server, and for EWM, there is one another system, another server, different. Somewhere, I guess we have this. Somewhere is photo. Okay, it's not there. Okay, no issue. So earlier is like if you want to use EWM, we need to install the another server. It's same like that. If you go back 20-30 years back, right? Or there we used to for phone call we have another device to send a message. We used to say, we have a messenger, right? Different solution or device. Same thing in here also. But what happened in this, right? From 2005 to, sorry, 15 to 17, SAP work, right? And they come up with something called S4 HANA. Okay, in simple
Okay.
language, S4 HANA is combination of both. That so those all core module. Sorry, where is that? All the core module and then that EWM also. Okay,
Okay.
so that is called your S4 HANA server. Clear?
Yeah.
Means now you don't need to go in any other solution. It's like just like a phone currently, the smartphone, right? From smartphone you can also call, you can also send a message, photographs, everything. So in S4 HANA, every solution is available. Clear?
Yeah. One question. Since you mentioned this, WM is been there from 1990s, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then it is now moved to EWM in 2020. I mean 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
From there, this EWM is existing in this market, right? And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
only the S4 HANA is being implemented on top of this existing solution. Is that my understanding correct? I mean,
Yeah.
extended warehouse management is being there from 2000, and only the S4 HANA is implemented, I mean, added along with this
Mm-hmm.
EWM, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you know what I heard, but correct me if I'm wrong. I heard
Mm-hmm.
this EWM is the latest technology, and um, it is no long way to groom the market. But you mentioned it is there, been there is 2000, right? If it is
Yeah.
2000, almost 20 years there, right? Which means all the companies are implemented, wherever the company, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
already implemented all the warehouse management solution. Then what is our function consultant have opportunity to grow in this area?
Yeah. So first of all, right, SAP is very smart. Is a very smart player. Okay. So what happened with them? You can consider like that time, right, in 2002 or that year, right? No one like even is the EWM is for advanced, right? Still SAP struggling to provide the basic solution because no one like right ready to move, right? So same thing if there is a new company, let's say a new iPhone, like any phone company which is made in India, right? No one will trust,
Okay.
right? And then later when they check, okay, what is the customer requirement, why customer is not taking our phone and this thing, right? They will do the improvisation. So same thing,
Yes.
SAP did the same work.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello.
So yeah, so what SAP did, right, as I told you, right, there are different solution are available in market, right?
Okay.
Same thing, let's say Apple, right? So initially also Apple was struggling, right? No one ready to move to the Apple because they were so costly and this thing. So same thing happened with SAP. What they did, right, right thing, that they analyze, they study all the solution, right? Like Manhattan, Oracle, and then another different solution, and then they adopt the best process from them.
Okay.
Okay, and now because of this experience, right? If you just go back like 20 years, right, from
Okay.
2022, right? Sorry, 2002, right?
Yes.
Because of 20 years, right? They study like, okay, where we went wrong, how we can improve ourselves and this thing. And now they are pretty aware of what the customer is looking for, how we can, you know, attract them and this thing.
Okay,
because
but
obviously.
that is from the SAP, upgradation you're talking about, right? Anyways, all the softwares are having, upgradation every year. Okay, they are want to be improvised each and
Mm-hmm,
every year. Okay, that is fine. Okay,
mm-hmm,
so my question is that since this EWM is being there from 2002, okay, so
mm-hmm,
almost 20 years is over, right? So in this 20
mm-hmm,
years, I feel, it's my personal opinion, I feel in all the companies are, implemented this EWM, right? If it is implemented in this EWM, okay, so
uh-huh.
where is our opportunity? If I'm the functional
Okay,
consultant,
got it.
where is my
So
opportunity? I can go and
yes,
do the implementation. I can
yeah.
do only on the support on their, upgradation. Whenever the, SAP releases any upgradation, then
Mm-hmm.
my role is do this, upgradation on this company, or otherwise any small enhancement I can do for the company. Okay, so I am looking for where is my implementation opportunities on this
Okay,
company.
okay. So what happened? Okay, again, uh, when we say EWM, like that time, right? This phase, you can say up to
Okay,
16 or 17, right? That time EWM is like, to use EWM is tricky, because like, as I said, this is another server. Customer have to go for another different server, right? And no one is
okay,
ready to, if I say okay, in this time that other solution are providing in one book only, right? Or one, you can say under the one roof, but you need to go with another device, or sorry, with another server, obviously we'll not go with that. Okay,
okay,
so the the next point, like we used to cover that, right, where you get the answer of it, why everyone is looking for that, right?
okay,
So what happened about the ECC server, right? The core model, this server, right, where we have
okay,
everything decentralized, is still available. But as
okay,
per SAP, right, after 2025, right, 31st of December 2025, SAP is going to stop the support of that solution, ERP, where we have a decentralized server for EWM.
okay,
Okay, and because of that, right, what used to happen over here, company are going for SAP for the core model, but for the
okay,
warehouse solution, they're depending on the third party, like different
okay,
solution, like Oracle. There are different solution. Then there is something called MSPA, from which is very famous in Spanish speaking country. Then there
okay,
is something called in India. I don't remember the exact solution name, but the logo of is look like some horse. Stallion is also very famous. You can search the name Stallion. So
okay,
now the time, you can say, there's a transition phase, because SAP has already announced that okay, we are going to stop the support. So means every customer need to move to the S4 HANA.
okay,
Okay, now what is the difference between the ECC and S4 HANA? So ECC, you can say, is a in RAM memory base. Means you need to have the, you need to install the ECC server. It's just
okay,
like, earlier, we used to have that CPU, right? We need to
mm-hmm.
install we have to, the physical server and this thing. But in S4 HANA is a cloud solution. Means
Okay,
from your phone also you can access the SAP. For that there is
okay,
something called Fury app, SAP Fury. Okay,
okay,
you can just log in, and then you, from any solution, sorry, any device, you can log in. So current phase is a transition phase, right? And then company are thinking, okay, now we are going for a, like this advanced version, let's go for EWM also, because EWM is best in business right now.
okay,
So this is a good time to switch SAP, because every customer, as I said, they are moving to S4 HANA. At the same time, if they have a big warehouse, then also moving for the EWM.
okay. Yeah,
Clear?
so again, this is the earlier ECC used, but now the S4HANA is going to be used, and AWM is one of the module, right, along with STRM, or it
Yeah.
is used in separate ERP, or I mean separate SAP, or the same SAP
No,
will
no, it's
have
same
S.
only they are going to use.
Okay, fine, got it.
Okay, clear?
Yeah,
So yeah, any question to
no,
this? Okay, so let's okay. So the first topic, right, is a sorry, is a deployment option. Okay,
Okay.
the first topic is a deployment option. So as we have discussed, right, the core module where we have the ERP solution, right?
Yes.
So let's say this is that core module, right? And this is my EWM, which is decentralized, two different server. Okay, this is ERP
Okay.
server and this is the EWM server. Okay, so means if you have a different server, means your data need to flow from this to this, right? Let's say is my data, right? You need to transfer from this to this, right? Then only we can use this server, obviously, right?
Okay.
So this is like this connection is done with something called RFC, remote functional call, right? This is
Okay.
done by the basis consultant. Just for your information, we don't have to do anything in this topic. It is just for your information.
Okay.
Okay, so there are some allowed combination, means, right? So this is a simple combination, one ERP system connected to one EWM system, right?
Okay.
But this is also possible that, okay, one ERP system is connected to more than one EWM system. This is also possible. Means now what will happen in ERP, our two different plant, right? And those
Okay.
plant are assigned to two different EWM system, because means both the plant have different warehouse in different system.
One question.
Yeah,
Here you mentioned the server and the system, right?
yeah. The
What is
server and
that?
system is the same. You can consider as the same only.
Okay. You mean to say the data is stored in AWM server, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
And what is a ERP server? What is a AWM server? Is there any name of the server or how it's look like?
Is it just ERP means enterprise resource planning? We can say the ECC ERP, right?
Okay.
And then EWM is a EWM, like extended warehouse management, different server.
No, just before you mentioned the ERPs contain all the modules, right? Or
Yeah,
ECCs contain
ERP. Yeah, in ERP again, it's all about the core module which we have discussed. Means MM,
okay,
SD,
SD and FI.
FI, PP, then QM, or those are core will come under the ECC.
Okay.
ECC.
EWM is
Yeah.
not part of the CCC then?
No, no, it's not part of the ECC.
You mean to
That's
say
why we
this
have
is
a
separate?
different server.
Okay. You mean to say this is a separate,
Server.
system, right? Then we are
Yes.
interconnecting the ERP and the EWM, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear?
So one question, since suppose if the company is using Oracle, okay, for this
Mm-hmm.
MM maintenance or ST maintenance, okay, they would like to use the SAP EWM.
Mm-hmm.
Still, is it possible EWM to connect it to another ERP or only SAP is
Yes.
allowed?
No, 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 no. We can also connect any other third party also to EWM. Is also possible.
Okay. So are we covering those topic in our
No, because we don't have the server. How we can do that? That's why.
okay. Then how I can learn what is the things how I can learn this? Suppose if my client is using Oracle and I'm going to be no support for the
Yeah,
EWM.
because yeah. So in that case, is not your role. Means as a EWM consultant, right? This
Mhm.
connection part is taken care by the basis consultant, as I said, right? Our part is only to do the process in this server, in EWM server.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay, generally what data is being transferred from that system to the system? What are the data? Generally, what kind of data is transferred from
Your
here?
sales order, production order, purchase order, right? So
Okay.
again, in warehouse, when we receive any material, let's say we're doing
Mhm.
receiving, right? Against what we do receive, we do the receiving for the purchase order, right?
Okay.
So that is the, like you can say, the data or the information which get transfer.
Okay. So the other models is being other data models data are transferred to EWM, right?
Yes,
Like sales order and purchase order and metal data, right?
yes.
Okay. It is a real time connection or it is a
Yeah,
scheduled
real
connection?
time connection, no real time connection.
Okay, fine then.
Clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is the allowed connection 1:1. As I said, you can also connect one ERP system to number of EWM system, right? Or the server.
Mm.
Even the opposite way also possible, that number of ERP system are connected to one EWM server or system.
Oh,
Okay. This system and this system is connected to this EWM system. Means the connection ratio is ns to n.
okay, got it.
Clear? Okay.
But what is our main role on this in this case? The
Okay.
connections I
So
know.
in
But,
this, yeah. So in
yeah.
that, okay, let me now open the server. Okay, cache log is on. Just a moment. So this is my client. So yeah, we do the login. Client is also okay. So if you remember about the setting option, right? We have discussed.
Mhm.
So in SAP, there is setting option is called SPRO. Okay, SAP Project Reference Object. SAP Project Reference Object. Okay, here
Okay,
also you need to click on the this SAP Reference IMG is the implementation guide, right? Once you click over here, you can see there are different node, right? Option.
okay,
So now what will happen? The SD consultant will go in SD node. They will do the configuration. will go here, right? Like this. For EWM, right, will go in SCM extended, and then for few process in logistic execution.
okay,
Okay. Then now why we have discussed about the server, right? So first of all, if you go to the integration with the other recipe component, here if you go to the extended warehouse management, right? Then if you go to the system landscape, so here those basis consultant will create the system. First they will give some name, right? We don't need to change anything, right? Here they will
okay,
just provide some name and description, right? Then they
okay.
will assign is that server to the client, right? While login, you can see there are, we have changed the client to 400, right?
Yes.
So if you just open, so this is client and in which we can do the customization. So these are the role. Okay.
Okay.
Later we'll discuss what is the production, test and customization and demo, training worker, etc. Right.
Yeah.
Just right now we can say, okay, that client is assigned to that logical system in which we can do the configuration. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as I said, in EWM, we need to the okay. Okay. Now in S4 HANA, okay, let's say this is my S4 HANA server, right? As we have discussed in S4 HANA, ECC and EWM is both available in one server only, right?
Okay.
So, but the property of EWM, right, itself a decentralized. Okay, itself a decentralized means here also we need like basis consultant need to do the assignment. Okay, this server is assigned to this server. Okay, but both the server are available under the one roof, right? So that's why this connection is a dummy connection. So basis consultant will set it up a dummy connection.
Okay.
Okay. Sometime what happen in project, right? This setup, this dummy connection, right, which is going to be completed by uh, basis consultant, right? They don't work like due to some issue is not working properly. Then how to check? And that's the reason we are discussing about this. So the checking, right? If you go to the setup RFC destination, right? Then ABAP connection. So here, let's say this ERP of EWM client, right? If you double click on it, if you just click over here, connection test. So we have to get this result.
Okay.
When we are getting this result means is working fine. The connection, right, from one server to another server is working fine. There is no any issue. Is now the whatever data you're going to send is going to distribute to EWM.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, okay, since you mentioned the S/4HANA has this two different component, like all other modules in one part, and only EWM is other server is maintaining, right? And only
Yeah,
the connection is established. So maybe the question why SAP is not doing EWM is why SAP is not treated as EWM is same as other modules, like why they're treated as EWM is a separate module or
yeah,
separate
because
connection.
the property, right, the property of its EWM is self decentralized, right? So they have created the EWM, right, even though it's like in the same server but still is a decentralized. You need to do the connection, then only it will work. Because uh, when they come up with S4 HANA, they cannot directly entirely change EWM, right? The way they like the way they EWM to the process, right? So that's why it's the same
No,
here
that's
also.
what I'm asking. Why SAP is doing that way? Why can't we merge it? Is there any limitation to include this EWM along with other modules, or why the
Because
SAP is doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
because actually so what is happening, to be honest, the thing the question which you're asking, right, this is the same topic which we are going to discuss. We are supposed to discuss in coming 5-10 minutes. So I told you about this WM, right? Here WM. Then I also informed like I told you that okay, after 31st of December 2025 SAP is going to stop the WM, right?
Yeah.
So here what happened when SAP come up with this statement, okay, so there are thousands of customer are happy with the WM. They don't want the that advanced functionality EWM because they don't want to pay extra amount, right? For them WM is okay. Okay,
Okay.
for example, if I'm using Apple 12, so for me Apple 12 is okay, right? I don't want to go for 15, 16, 17, whatever it is, right? Because I just
Okay.
want to call. So what SAP do here again, right? They don't want to lose any customer because of their decision. If they say
Okay.
no, no, you have to go for EWM, then simple thing, what will happen? SAP will drop, sorry, customer will drop SAP and they will go for another solution. Because it's a in the world, right? There are so many competition, right? Then different solution will say, okay, you can adopt our solution is very is a cost effective and this thing. So what SAP did, right? SAP come up with one more solution in S4 HANA that is called stockroom management.
Okay.
Okay, it's the same I like WM only. So stockroom management is like for the small warehouse where they don't want to go for EWM, and then EWM is for complex warehouse or the medium size warehouse. So now
Okay.
in S4HANA, there are two solutions. If you just check the configuration again, right, you will see, as I told you, right, for EWM, if you go to this, so SCM is for our EWM, right? And just above that, in logistic execution, here also you will see the warehouse. See, so this one is for small warehouse, this solution, which is warehouse stockroom management, and this one
Okay.
is for EWM. So
So
that's
in
why
this case,
it,
stockroom management is treated as other modules like SD, and
yes,
it is in the ECC server or the other
yeah,
or other server, and EWM is a different server, right?
yeah.
Okay, got it.
That's the reason, like, we need to do the assignment and this thing.
Okay, got it.
Okay, any question?
Oh no.
Yeah, and then yeah, as we have discussed with the setup test, right? We need to check the connection. Means whenever we receive any server, right, and we are doing implementation projects, the first task to check the connection test. So because of the test system, right, is a demo system, that's why you can see the different server, right, this name. But in real time there will be only 4 to 5 server, and then basis consultant also give the exact number for which we need to check, right? And how it
Okay.
look like if it's not working, let's say there is some error, right? I will also show you how it look like. Okay, don't know, can we able to change? Okay, let's, so it's look like this. If you're getting the result like this, then you have to contact to the basis consultant. We cannot do anything, just for their, you can send the screenshot, okay, we are getting this error, please check from your end. And once they again, you know do the needful, and then once we are getting this result, means it's working fine.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now, so we have discussed about the WM, and few things about WM and the EWM, right? So main thing is that WM is for small warehouse, right? And then our stockroom management, and EWM is a medium and complex warehouse, right? And then
Okay.
before that, we are also called something called IM. So IM is nothing but the inventory manage. That is nothing but your material management module. Now, what is the difference between that, right? Or like you can also say the org structure, right? So let you can take example of local grocery shop, right? So in local grocery shop, they will have any limited stock, right?
Okay.
Any like the shopkeeper only cares about the stock and the quantity. Will say, okay, in my shop I have 10 pieces which cost 100 rupees. I don't care in which corner I'm going to store, right? That is nothing but your IM, inventory manage. We only cares about the inventory. Clear?
Yeah.
Then in every warehouse, sorry, in every module of SAP, right, there is something called org structure, the organization structure. Okay, so why the IAM org structure is important for us, because you can see the location are connected to warehouse, means these two location are EWM managed, and this location is not EWM managed. But what is this location first of all? And this plant. Before plant, there is something called company code. Okay, you can,
Okay.
yeah, here you can see company code, right? So company code is nothing but the head office in simple language. Let's say the Tata Motor, they do have the head office in Mumbai, right? And then they will
Yeah.
have the different plant across the globe. Plant, you
Okay.
can say, okay, it can be your where we going to do the production, right? Where we going to do the distribution, right?
Okay.
Like that. That is that we can call the plant. Clear?
Yeah.
Now let's say again Tata Motors example. Now to manufacture one car, I require different types of material, right? Sheet metal, raw, gearbox, nut and bolt, everything, right? If I'm going to store everything under the one roof, it will be the mess,
Okay. Yeah.
right? It will be the big mess, because then I need to go and if I want to search material, right? I need to go and search everything one by one, right? Instead of this, what I will do, I will store. I will say, okay, this corner, okay, is for raw material. All the raw material I will store here. This corner is for same finished material, right? All the same finished material will store here, and this one is for finished material, means okay material. Okay,
Okay.
so this is nothing but the location. Now if I want to search something which is, let's say, gearbox or some sheet made sheet or tire, right? That is called same finished material, means we don't do anything for those material, we only do the assembly. Okay, so that is available here, let's say. So now I know, okay, this is available here. So this is nothing but your IAM org structure. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, then about the EWM. So in EWM you can see the warehouse number, storage type, and the rack, right? Now from outside, right, this is called my warehouse, the entire structure. Okay, it's
Okay.
called how warehouse. Then here you can see there are different racks, right? Means the, so the storage type is nothing but in which we store the material. Okay,
Oh,
so if you visit DMart, you will see, okay, in DMart there are different structure in which they store the product, right? For every section there are different sizes. For rice, means for groceries something else, for the snacks is something else, right? For the clothes is look something else, right? In which we store the material. So in warehouse also we have different storage type in which we store the material, like pallet, then box, right? The small bin, this is also called mezzanine. Mezzanine means we have ground floor and first floor.
okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Now let's say this container, right? I'm going to receive 10 container. Okay, and at the same time I also going to receive 10 box. Okay, I want to store separately. Okay, why? I have a forecast that, okay, for the 10 box 10 container, there will be a one order in 10 day, sorry, one order in one day. Okay, and for box there will be a one order in 1 week, one order in one day, and one order in 1 week. So obviously what I will do, all the container I will store here, right, on ground floor, on first floor, and box on the higher floor, right, to save
Okay.
my place. Because what if I store all the container or like this drum over here, right, I will waste this space, and then means for every time I need to come up with this forklift, right, to remove that material. Instead of this, I can save the time to store here. So in warehouse there is something called fast moving and slow moving material,
Okay.
right? So same thing in our home also, right? We have the same concept. All the product, or like not product, the grocery or something like that, right? For our daily use, we store those product near to the gas, right? And then there are few raw material which we which needed in some festive season, right? Mostly in Diwali. right? Those let's say those sweets, right? Those ladu, those, everything, whatever is needed, right, to prepare those products. Those we don't store near to the gas, right? So those are, we can say, slow moving material in simple language, right?
Yeah.
So in warehouse, when we divide, so for this storage type, I create one imaginary line that all the material which is fast moving will store here, right, and slow moving will store here. So when you divide the storage type, that is nothing but the storage section.
Okay.
Okay, and then in EWM, storage section are not mandatory, are optional.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Are optional. And then the bean, right, the final org structure, you can see the bean, right? So bean means is the physical location or exact location where we store the material. This is called bean.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any question?
No. No,
Okay.
Nilesh.
Yeah. So what do you want me to? You want to continue with the, or you want to stop for today? What do you want? Let's close
It's up to you,
this.
Nilesh.
Sorry.
It's up to you. If you have any plan to do it today, yeah,
Yeah.
we
For
can continue.
me, to be honest, for me, we I can go ahead for next 3 4 hours. Not an issue for me. Or again 1 hour. But what we have to understand, the initial part, right, is the base,
Okay.
right, is very important. So we have to be go a little bit slow so you can understand everything. If we rush and if we try to complete more and more topic, what happened, we ended up with the confusion, right? Because the off structure, right, which we have discussed, the entire thing is depend on that only, like the plant, warehouse, storage type, bin, section, right, is depend on that only.
Okay. So yeah, I understand. I have some question on this, the topic which we discussed today on this warehouse. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
can you open that PPT if you don't mind?
Hmm.
Okay. So this storage type and warehouse this uh, you know storage type being or plant creation, whatever it is, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is is this a consultant job to create this kind of
Yes.
namings?
Yeah. Yeah. So physically it will look like this, right? And then is our call, right, as per our understanding, as per the business requirement, right, business process, we have to design this thing in SAP for smooth
Okay,
process.
okay, why can't it is business has to do? Suppose if the material right, business is creating the material right, and similarly for sales order, purchase order, everything is business is doing. Okay,
So yeah.
similarly, why can't the businesses do this? Naming creation like I want this storage, fast moving things here and
Yeah, yeah,
slow
yeah. So
moving.
they can create the bean, right? Is the business work. To create the bean is business work, but to create a storage type is a consultant work. Okay. Now why again? Because what we are doing, right? We are creating this structure. We'll say, okay, these are the door, then these are the one. Let's say this is a rack storage type, rack one, rack two, rack three, four small bean, right? Is our task. But in this, how many beans are there is business requirement, is a business call. Because now again, why? Because, right, when we say the storage type, so every storage type is different, right? You see the size and
Okay.
dimension is different. Even this is also come under the storage type. Okay, so there is something called storage type role, right? Is our task to you know to
Are
develop
we
this
are
thing.
we mentioning what material are we going to be stored and how much volume or how much weight? Or those information are we providing during the creation of the storage location?
No, we are just asking them, okay, which kind of material you want to store here. If they want to change tomorrow, yes, we can change it. But What we are doing, we are creating the layout so they can smoothly do their process.
Okay, is SAP is smart enough to say this storage is full or it is empty or something? Is it SAP
Yeah, it's
will?
also possible with the master data, right? With the master data, we can do that. So, okay, what so there are three types of data, right? One is a transaction data, right?
Okay.
How we do the transaction, a daily transaction, right? Where we create a sales order, production order, purchase order, delivery, that is come under the transaction data. Then there is something called master data. Master data means that is the material data, right? The vendor information, material information, bin information, what is the sizes, shape, weight, capacity, right? Everything. And then configuration data. So configuration means we that layout or that configuration means the
Okay.
information. Okay, that okay, this is my storage type rack one. Then okay, why this rack one? Because I'm going to store the rack. Okay, which type of rack? What are the dimension of the rack? So configuration data and the master
That is what
data.
I'm asking. You mentioned the dimension, right? The dimension you're talking about the size of the storage location, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Am I correct? The size of the
Yes.
dimension.
Yes.
Okay. Are we maintaining how much quantity are we going to be stored?
So yeah,
Or
quantity, I guess we can go with the weight capacity.
okay,
It's like that.
let assume, okay, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting a storage location, okay, if I'm the consultant, okay, I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
this is a storage location, okay,
Uh-huh.
this just I'm creating the storage location, okay, the business
Mm-hmm.
users put the material over there, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this material is, I mean, the storage space is enough, I mean, it's over, okay,
Mm-hmm.
still the materials is coming in, where they're going to be stored. My question is, SAP is still, allowing them the storage is full and you cannot invert any more item further, or is this SAP is tell them the users like the storage is full or empty or sizes there in SAP, not in EWM. Anywhere in SAP, it's still this information.
Yes. As I said, it's depend on the master data, right? What the master data we maintain is depend on that.
Okay.
So okay, what I suggest you, right? So your question is basically mainly on the we can say the business process,
Yes. Yes.
right? My suggestion will be like this, like put some just hold those question, just park
Okay.
those question. Let let uh, you know let us like we complete some basic configuration, right?
Mhm.
And once we complete like the first inbound delivery, then you will you will get your answer why we are creating these, what are the use of these, how system will understand, okay, this is uh the bean weight and this thing.
Okay. And since it's a warehouse management, right? Are we
Mhm.
warehouse as far as warehouse is always storing the material for I mean delivering the goods to customer, right? That's what my understanding. Warehouses where the good, I mean the like the sellable items is stored in this area and transferred to the customer. Okay, are we considering any raw materials in this
Yeah.
warehouse
So
management?
when we say the warehouse, right? So there are, sorry, when we say the EWM, there are three main process. Okay, where is that screen? Yeah. So inbound, all the incoming material, right? Then
Okay.
outbound, and then internal process. This, so basically you go in any kind of warehouse, doesn't matter which process they are using, right? Which solution they are using, they will be these three process only. Inbound, in which like again the order, right, or the customer return. Then internal,
Okay.
in which we are going to do the replenishment, inventory, those things. And then outbound means again the sales order.
No, inbound is for the replacement or it is for the raw material?
Both.
Raw materials is
Return
comes
also,
under.
yes, comes under the inbound because we are receiving the material. The whatever we are receiving, that is the inbound. As simple as that.
Okay.
And what is going outside? right? From the warehouse, this for outbound, and then the whatever process which allow me to move the material within the warehouse,
Mm.
right?
Because
From here to here.
I heard the RM store been there and warehouse store there. Okay, RM store there meaning the raw raw material storage, and
Hmm.
warehouse for they are like
Outbound.
after processing the outbound, after processing all the manufacturing items that they're storing there. So that's what I'm asking. The RM store and warehouse both
No,
are
no, no.
same or
It's the
different?
same. No, no. It's the same. It's the same.
Okay, okay,
Clear?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Then we'll stop, and then from tomorrow, uh, again, I'll suggest that if you have time, right, just again check this recording, right, just for
Okay.
the basic, and then because from tomorrow we are going to start the configuration to creating our own org structure, the plant, storage location, warehouse. Okay.
Okay. Nilesh, one question. Since
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned you are in the implementation project, right, or in the support project, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, During our course, can you guide me? What are the steps we need to check, and what are the steps you mentioned, right? Before starting any implementation project,
Yeah,
we
this is
must
what
check the
we are going to
RF,
do. Don't worry.
right? No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
you
This
you
is.
mentioned that there is a checklist you have. You have to check the RFC correction before you start the process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Similarly, during our process, it would be great if you cover how the the process the company is doing, like any consultant is doing. Okay, if
Mm-hmm.
suppose if you are getting any project, what is our foremost first step, and what is our next step, what is our checklist, and how we are doing. So those kind of steps maybe you can cover on the tomorrow. So maybe the outer line, what
Uh,
you as a consultant,
so
what you have to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I will do, right? So there is something called cutover activity. Okay, you can
Okay,
note it down, cutover activity. So what happen is depending on the process, right? So let's say there are some basic process, there are some advanced process, right? So depending on the process, the cutover activity change, right? Or like those are add few more step, right? So you can do one thing, right? In our during our session, whenever I will say cutover activity is come under the cutover activity, you can note it down. It means this is before the go live, right? We need to check it.
okay,
But don't worry, I already have one document in which I already mentioned all the cutover activity which we have to check. So I'm going to share that also.
okay. Do you have any sample for FST?
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. I will share that also. So, I have lots of document. I'm going to share everything. Only, we have to wait for a few more process because, like is normal human tendency that what we do, we start reading those document and then at the end we end up with some confusion. And I don't want
No, no, no.
to
I'm
get
I'm
into
not
confusion.
asking now. I'm just telling.
Yeah,
I need
everything.
to
I have
understand how
everything.
this IT team. I mean, the consultant team is doing this implementation. Okay, what is their first
Hmm.
step? They have to check. As I mentioned, right, the RFC is the first step. You have to check it. If it is not, then we have to contact the basis team. Similarly, which team we have to coordinate with, and what are the steps we need to ensure for this any configuration, and how we are approaching. And I know the SAP is transportable things, right? So it is not
Hmm.
a simple. We cannot do it on the gray, on the production level directly. Okay, hire this something on the between the system. We need to change these things to another system, right? I need to. I would like to understand those processes as well.
Yes, yes, yes. We are going to discuss. Don't worry.
Okay,
We'll discuss everything.
yeah, sure.
So, how was your first session? How was like your experience?
Yeah, it is good. I understand, the SAP and the WM process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. Your communication and the way of teaching is good. I understand.
Okay, because that is important, like, at the end.